And even if you go to a very peaceful, like a fire temple I go to, the priest there has a pet dog he loves very much and he roams around. I've never once heard the pet dog bark. So it's like when you're in the presence of that, or if you go to Ramana Ashram or Pondicherry, I don't know, they bark sometimes, but maybe because there's such a mixture. And I'm sure if the dogs were allowed into the Samadhi, which they obviously aren't, they would be different. But I've always seen that dogs in places which are calm, they are just so calm because it seeps into them also. So, but that is not all. Love is not merely power, it is delight, Ananda. Therefore, it is cherished and sought for by all beings. To love is a movement of joy. To be loved is another wave of joy. Love and Ananda are inseparable. I had wondered, MP Pandit saying again and again, whether love was the cause of Ananda or Ananda was the cause of love. For many times I had experienced that when there was an ebullition of Ananda within, there was felt a causeless love for all. When we feel joy, we feel a causeless love for all. It was also true that when one had the movement of love, everything impinged with a stamp of delight. So he's saying, when I feel joy, I automatically feel love for everyone. And when I feel love for everyone, I automatically feel joy. So the two seem to be synonymous. So I asked the mother, which is prior, love or Ananda? It depends, she replied, on whether one is used to offer, to give oneself to the divine, or used to receive things from the divine. For him who offers, love is the first. For it is out of love that he offers, and in the act of offering, his being melts into Ananda. For him who seeks and receives from the divine reveals itself first as Ananda. Love gathers as a result. Such a beautiful answer. She's saying that if you approach the divine with a feeling of self-giving, then you start with love, and as that love becomes concrete, you start experiencing Ananda or joy. But if you're somebody who, instead of giving yourself first to the divine, opens with an aspiration to receive from the divine, then you receive Ananda first, and that Ananda translates into love for all existence inside you. But both love and Ananda are the same divine. Another passage, MP Pandit says of the mother, she is ever hopeful and her look draws out the best from those who come to her. I never look at mistakes and faults, she says. I only look at the soul, the psychic being, for it comes to the surface to take the whole lead. She says, whatever faults of the mental, vital, I don't look at them. I only look at the soul. And she helps in her own way for the emergence of the soul. The individual may or may not be aware of it, but her assistance is incessant, continuous. The true help I'm giving is the one I give silently, present or not present, and that work is most effective even when people do not feel it or acknowledge it. Again, there's that beautiful line in Savitri, unmarked, unfelt, unseen, it sees in him and acts. We don't mark the working of this presence, we don't see it, but it is constantly seeing in us what needs to be done, and it acts. So she's saying whether people acknowledge it, feel it or not, I'm always doing it. Her help is not audible. She has always held that silence is more effective than speech. But lest it may be mistaken for indifference, she says in her touching solicitude, "Do not take my silence for lack of interest or of love. It is in silence that my action is most powerful." She is not deterred because of our failings. She assures the mother is always ready to welcome the child, whatever fault the child may have committed, with deep love and compassion. Such a beautiful reassurance. The mother is always ready to welcome the child. So she unconditionally has her arms open, even if we murder. Of course, if we murder, there'll be consequences, karma, whatever. But the mother won't love us less for it.